Hi and welcome to another KWM tasting note with me, Andrew. Today we're trying Chateau Pineraie Cahors from 2020 vintage, a wine made by two sisters, Anne and Emmanuelle Burke, in the Cahors. So Cahors, for those of you who don't know, is in the southwest of France here. So you've got Bordeaux region down in this neck of the woods, and then further down the Dordogne you have the Cahors region. So historically, these were known as the black wines of Cahors, made by what is known as the Cot, C-O-T variety in the region, which we know as Malbec. So this is the spiritual home of the Malbec variety before Argentina made it famous. Now they were called the black wines of Cahors because they were so extracted. Malbec, as we know, is a thick skin grape variety, takes a lot of tannins out, can really leave inky deep wines, yes. And historically in the past, Cahors, they had loads of tannins to them, and really the primary fruit died off before the tannins ever softened. So they were not particularly commercially successful. But as the Argentinians got hold of the variety and showed the world what it could do, the producers in Cahors reevaluated what they've been doing and have improved the processes and are making much better versions of the variety nowadays, much more approachable. So this comes from a 50-hectare estate. Now it is a blend of 85% Malbec, 15% Merlot. Spends a year in oak, 20% of which is new as well, and there's very fine sort of filtration. They do handle this quite gently, so you do get a little bit of sediment in it, you do get a little bit of sort of cloudiness almost in it. So as you pour it out, now this is 2020 vintage, it's coming up on 3 years old at this point in time. It is pretty deep coloured. It's got a lovely vibrant sort of purple rim that you might expect from Malbec. As you roll it around the glass, you do get that extraction, so you can see that it's coming from probably a warmer vintage, that it's coming from quite a deeply coloured grape variety as well. Quite a lot of legs on this, 14% alcohol. Lovely blackberry nose, that sort of classic blackberry sort of brambly fruit nose. You get a lifted sort of violet element to it, and then you get this nice sort of rocky sort of crushed rock, almost granitic element. Now soils on this here, I'm not exactly sure. Alluvial, sorry, it just says here alluvial limestone plateau, so it's not granite by any means, but you get that sort of slightly granitic, almost stony element to it as well, but really lovely, appealing. Mouth-filling flavours, that same brambly style fruit. You get a slightly chalky, powdery tannin to it, but very approachable at the same time. Not really big, grippy tea-like tannins. You get this slight black pepper element to the palate, and a moderate to long finish. Really delicious glass of wine. It's a wine we've had for many vintages now. I've always really been big fans of this, and it really shows you what Malbec can do in its spiritual home. If you're familiar with the Malbecs of Argentina, please do try wines like Chateau Pineraie from Cahors. Taste what the spiritual home of the variety tastes like, and open your taste base a little bit and your mind to some of these wines, which made the variety famous in the original sense, I suppose. But yeah, lovely glass of wine. Try it with some like steak, roast beef, lamb, something like that. Hard cheeses would always be good. Something protein rich to go with the tannins as well. But yeah, Chateau Pineraie Cahors, lovely glass of wine. Do try it. And until next time, cheers.